Hey everybody, in this video of Mortgage Secrets today, I'm going to be sharing with you how to not make your pre-approval letter worthless. So let's go. All right, so first thing, any mortgage lender or broker or loan officer is obligated by law to provide you a pre-approval letter if you ask for it, even if you don't fill out a loan application or even if you don't provide any documents or pull credit. Now, if you think about that from a seller's perspective, let's say you were the seller rather than the buyer. If you were selling your home and you knew that that person who's providing you the pre-approval letter, they didn't get their loan application completed, they didn't provide any documents to verify their income or assets, and you were trying to figure out who you wanted to commit to selling your home to, that you know that that offer is good, would you feel confident? No, right? Because of the fact that there's no verification happening before even the loan is started. So how can you trust that that file is going to be good? And this is where the problem lies. Even though that a loan officer is obligated to provide you a pre-approval letter, even if you don't provide a loan application or a document, you have to substantiate it. So we got to do something. So my encouragement to you is you are the one, you are the decision maker, you are in the seat to decide if you want to make that pre-approval letter valuable or not. And from a buyer's perspective, you don't want to go through the process to look for a home, to put an offer and to spend all this time and then go through the process and to find out that you don't qualify, that you are not actually pre-approved, right? I mean, in the technical sense you are because you got the letter, but you're not really qualified to purchase that home. So I ask of you as a borrower, as a buyer, to go through the process and do the first thing, which is to complete the loan application. Now, it's going to ask for all the details of where you work, where you're residing, your work history, if you own any, properties or not, as well as providing your Social Security, so that in the case of that, if we need to pull credit. So the very first thing is you got to complete your loan application. The second is to provide documents. Now, depending on the loan officer and the shop, the mortgage broker or the mortgage lender, they might ask you to provide your complete package, which is going to be the 8 documents. I have a video and I'll provide a link in the description below of the 8 documents that you should typically provide if you're an employee, if you're a W-2 employee. Now, for us, we just need to verify 3 things. Your ID, we got to confirm who you are. Number 2 is your pay stubs. We got to confirm that you are gainfully employed. And then 3 is going to be your assets. So you have to show for purchasing a home that you have the assets for the down payment and the closing costs. And with that, if you are receiving a gift, you have to disclose that to us so we're prepared to provide you the gift letters and all that stuff. But you got to provide the documents. So ask your loan officer what documents they need for a pre-approval letter. Now, I hope that the loan officer that you're working with, they explain to you in the way that we're doing that, while it's not necessary, that providing it is valuable, because the realtor, your realtor that's going to be representing you, and the listing agent will call to see if your pre-approval has been verified or not. All too often, I have realtors saying, yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. It's because most don't. And it's because these pre-approval letters are slowly starting to become worthless because there's nothing really attached to it. It's just based on verbal confirmation. But verbal is not good enough these days, right? You want to work with somebody that knows how to what we call in the industry pre-underwrite. They understand the underwriting guidelines to a certain level, and based on the documents that you provide, they're going to pre-underwrite your file. Now, the third thing that you're going to want your loan officer to do for a pre-approval letter is for them to pull your credit. Now, there's a big myth in the industry, mostly around borrowers and some realtors, is that you should not pull your credit more than once. Now, I want to be more specific on this. If you're shopping around for, let's say, a lender, and the first lender pulled your credit, let's say on December 1st, That means you have 45 days from December 1st to pull as much credit as you want, and it's not going to negatively impact your credit score. That is the big myth, that if you pull too much credit, it's going to negatively impact your credit score. And this is because after the financial meltdown or the subprime meltdown, the CFPB, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, came out with a law that you can pull as much credit as you want for 45 days while you're shopping around for a lender or broker. And so feel free, shop around. Now, I don't suggest you go to like 10, 12. That's going to be exhausting to just, talk to that many people, fill out those quick apps and have your credit pulled. But, speak to at least 3 or 4. I highly encourage it because it's not all about the rate. As I mentioned in other videos, a rate is worthless if a loan can't be done. So number one is, pull your credit, shop around to at least 3 or 4, and get a pre-approval letter by completing your loan application, providing some documents, and pulling your credit so that the loan officer can do their job to assess your profile to make sure, okay, this is the maximum purchase price you can do, or the housing, the target payment range that you're considering is within range based on your scenario, or it's not. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you like this video, please comment below, subscribe, and smash that like button. And if there's any questions, feel free to comment below and I'll be happy to answer it for you. All right, have a great day.